religion.
I saw in Indian movies they believe in that.
There can be. It's not always like that, but it can be.
Oh, you know what I do believe? Like this is gonna sound strange, but like you know how our brain has different thoughts and it's electricity?
Mm-hmm.
I believe like when it's a strong, strong emotion and we die, that's kind of like in a loop
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a strong emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe it's a person. It's just like energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately.
I don't know.
Ultimately.
That's just a thought that I've been thinking about a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, we all have different opinions and we all come from different backgrounds. But no, I think in some way, I think we can all agree to that. You know, it's something we do believe in something that's beyond the human, you know?
Yeah, like Mr. Science is saying who created like I'm just thinking like the energy that you need to actually have a thought. That's like actually electricity transmitting through your body. That like that's the sort of loop that I'm thinking of. Like
Hmm.
you ever had like static? Like they have these things to take away like pains because it takes away the negative electricity in your body.
I've
Have
never
you heard of
had,
it?
I haven't heard that.
It's like you put it around your wrist and it takes away like the it's like a negative charge
Oh, wow.
that creates like problems in your body because it's not really going anywhere.
Oh, wow.
And they say you can have like rocks around the area where you stay the most and it captures the electricity.
Mm, okay. I've never really heard when you say electricity and energy through your body, I automatically retain to like seizures. I'm just thinking from a biological perspective. Just because like you know, with those electric shocks throughout our body that cause like an outside, you know, issue. Um, but that's what I was kind of relating it to, but
Yeah, no, that's what I believe too.
I
Like
think he's
it's
talking about the TENS pain management technique. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, it's a way to prevent different pains that you have. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, wow.
And they use like a specific type of rock crystal. I don't even know what it's called. You make it like a formation of four to protect
Mhm.
from negative. When I say negative energy, I don't mean like motions. It's like actually, in electricity, it has to have a loop, or else it dissipates into something.
Mhm.
That's why you have a negative and a positive, because it's like
Oh.
a loop.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, to switch the things up, actually, since you brought up some spirituality, for both of you, my question is, do you think there's a difference between meditation and praying? And if there is, what's the difference? Anyone can go first.
Mano, you go. I'm still thinking about like how I can formulate an idea.
The difference between meditation and praying.
Do you think there's a difference, like a difference between the two? And if there
So
is,
if you
what?
ask me, of course, I have my own thoughts as a Muslim,
Mm-hmm,
and yes, there is as a Muslim there is a difference
mm-hmm,
because to pray you have to do special movements that the book order us to do.
mm-hmm,
Allah, the God order us to do. So you
mm-hmm,
have to do special movement. If you mean by praying is not just dua, like asking for something, just to make this movement.
mm-hmm,
So must be focusing, yes, and you
mm-hmm.
must do special things.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing is just to think good,
Mm-hmm.
to
Like
focus on
meditation.
something. Yes, meditation is something to think, to focus on something, and to think in good way, and
Mhm.
how to take all the goodness from the thing that you focus on.
Okay. 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 I could see that. I could see that. That makes sense. I
So
do.
the difference
No,
What do
the
you
keep.
think?
difference between prayer and meditation, that prayer is something we do as a Muslim, and we must do it. Meditation also must do to make our brain work well. So, for example, we will look everywhere. Meditation, like, for example, I will look to the sky, to the sea, to the earth, to the creatures, and think, for example, make this meditation. Who creates this? Why this exists? What the wisdom from this all?
Yeah.
So it will be something different. But to pray, just to stand up and say special words and special movement, and this is the difference.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that there's a difference, and I see why you like said that, especially like think I've seen some Muslims pray, and like I mean I've seen them do the I don't know exactly what, but which is beautiful. So I could see that. I like that. I could agree. Like I mean I'm not Muslim, and obviously you know that, but I definitely see that correlation.
So you have very similar thoughts. I would say that the prayer is more you're looking outside for improving yourself, like something greater than yourself. And I'd say with meditation, you're improving your like it's intercept. You're improving your past by knowing what created certain situations and just focusing on it. Like in my opinion, you don't have to pray to a god. You just have to pray to a higher power. Like, and with meditation, I think it just like maybe eliminating everything from your thoughts and your emotions, and then getting to a particular point where you can hone in on, like, I think meditation happens a lot of times when you just wake up, like when you're kind of in that trance, that you're just waking up, you thought about something, a great thought will come to your mind. Maybe this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you need to do.
I get that. I get that. I think so. I think we can all agree that like there is a difference between the two. I kind of see like prayer as like your conversation with God, the things that you're, wherever we pray, like reciting like verses, or speaking our wants and our gratitude, depending on, or whatever that may be. As we're like with meditation, kind of like what Manu said, like it's for your mind mostly. Like I think it's like where we all live this life, and I think we all move at a pace. So to bring your world into a sense of like stillness and nothingness, you know, where you're just focusing like on your breath, simple things like your breath, whereas prayers, I think it's focusing on more so like, God and your higher self in that way, but I do think the similarity between the two is they both let go of the ego. I think talking to God, like I don't have no ego, I don't have pride, nothing, because I'm bearing my soul. And the same with
And you must
meditation.
focus on both of them. You must
Yes.
focus.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Mr. Science, damn, when do you mistake what you feel, Wale? And how can you define a mistake and a right? Thank you, Taru. I love you. That's funny, dude. Mr. Science coming after you, Wale.
So I obviously someone feels bad when they do a mistake, and how can you define whether it's good or bad? I think it's culturally and socially you understand it, whether it was good or bad, because culture is just a set of rules that have worked.
Interesting. So actually, since we're on the topic of mistakes, do you guys think for example, okay, let me ask you, would you like a versus question. So do you think someone who say prays every day or goes to church, whatever, follows a strict religion culturally and or so strictly, but let's just say he this person, whatever, he or she like hurts young kids but is faithful to the religion, versus someone who say lives a poor life, maybe she's a prostitute or he's an assassin, but he or she's supporting their family and gives money to charity. What do you think is the lesser of the two evils for both of you?
So one is that he does bad to kids and gives to
Yeah,
charity.
they're people of like God, like it's a he or she, whatever. But let's just say they follow their religion like faithfully, but in the backside they're hurting young kids, children. I think because children are innocent.
They're,
Now versus a
they're
man
doing
or a
what?
woman
Doing what for young kids?
huh?
Doing what for young kids?
Hurting young kids, like maybe molesting them, doing inappropriate stuff like that. Second, and then versus someone who say like who's not religious, who's an assassin, or is a prostitute, but uses their money to feed the family and fund into like for their country or their village for something like that. What do you think is the lesser of two evils? And mind you, this is a question.
I want to hear.
No
I
one's
want to hear
wrong.
Manu's response first.
I know, I love it. I just bye, Mr. Simon.
Okay. Let me just give me a sec.
It's really hard, right?
So I will tell you. If someone, he's, for example, in my religion, for example, if he's a Muslim and he do bad things, and he is not Muslim or unbeliever and he do bad things also, which worse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude,
It's so hard.
It is really hard.
No, but you know what makes that question even harder? It's because there's a dichotomy in what she's saying.
Yes.
It's like from one extreme to the other extreme,
Yes.
but in different areas.
Mhm.
That's what makes it so hard. So I think maybe me and you, Manu, will have different responses. Maybe, I don't know. That's why I want to hear your response first.
Yeah.
So I will not give my answer for myself. Of course, it's according to Islam. I must give it according to Islam because it's my opinions all.
Yeah.
That's why I cannot answer fast, because it's not me who must answer. I must think first what Islam would say in this case and after answer you.
Yeah.
So for example, if someone, he's a Muslim, a real Muslim,
Hmm.
and harm kids, but I don't know in which way you mean that hating him or
Like say like touching them inappropriately. Like
so
doing nasty things.
in this case, oh my God, it's something so bad in Islam. It will just direct. It will be his punishment.
Yeah, well, that ass.
Yes, it will be his punishment if he does these things to kids without any word.
Mm-hmm.
If he's Muslim, it will be worse for him to
Mm-hmm.
do this because he know Islam and he know our rules and what he must do, and he still keeping doing these bad things. But the one is that he's not Muslim and he do these things in Islam, it will not be hard for him. For example, if he belong to Islam after that, if he become a Muslim, Islam will forgive to him everything what he did before. But if he is a Muslim and he did this stuff, he will just he will have a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
No one will forgive him for this. If he didn't make forgiveness before,
Mm-hmm.
no one will forgive him. Special if this bad things he do to another human. So it's just not he himself. For example, not himself drink alcohol or do bad things or make sins, for example, or mistakes. He makes this harm come to another person. So he cannot just say, okay, I ask forgiveness now. Because no, it's not you now. It's another human right now. So Islam will not forgive him because it's another human right. He must take this. We must take this right from him